It's nice. Just one moment.
Sorry, Gordon, I'm not sure we're really interested in hearing about your wonderful tropical vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, you good, Chelsea? Okay, I will let the other people in and then we can get started before I fall over.
We have quorum with
you.
with me. Okay. We're not expecting, or did we hear from Wendy if she's able to make it?
Didn't hear from her.
Okay.
Axel usually joins, but I don't know.
There are a lot of people without power still, including the people right across the road from my farm.
And they didn't know if they're going to have council last night in Nebing because they weren't sure enough council members had power.
Yeah, we had to cancel one meeting today for a farm meeting because there's too many people babysitting generators today. Okay, well, if that's everyone that's here, I guess I'll call the meeting to order. I guess this will be easy. So is Rudy, are you there? We can't see you, but we don't have Rudy. Is that Rudy at the bottom?
We do. He wants to be incognito.
Okay. Oh. Hello, Rudy?
I am here.
Okay, good. Okay, I will need a mover and a seconder for the resolution to open the meeting.
So moved.
Okay, Rudy and Gordon. It's been moved and seconded that the April 7th, 2022 public meeting in the Lake Grove Planning Board to be open. The time being 5:33 p.m. And can I get a mover and a seconder for the agenda approval? Anyone?
Sure.
Gordon and David, thank you. It's been moved and seconded that the April 7th, 2022 public meeting agenda of the Lake Grove Planning Board be approved. Anyone in opposition? Seeing none, that's approved, and we will move into the agenda. You're gonna have to bear with me for a second here because I don't actually have it in front of me right now. Because I'm trying something new. I'm trying to save on paper and I have it on another screen, but it's not working for me. One moment. There we go. Sorry about that. Close. Okay. Finally, disclosure of pecuniary interest. Do we have any disclosures for this evening's proceedings? Seeing none, we have several applications to be considered. I will let you take it away, Carrie.
Okay, thank you. So the first application that we received is application 1B0422 from McLean. So the application's coming from Chris and Amber McLean for the property known as 3568 Salmi Road. The application proposes to create one new lot with an area of 2.202 hectares, leaving a retained of 13.01 hectares. It has frontage on Salmi Road in Ware Township, is designated as rural in the official plan and zoned as rural in the zoning bylaw. The properties are abutted by additional rural lots. The proposed severed and retained lots meet all the area and frontage requirements of the zoning bylaw. The applicants will have to contact the Ware Roads Board for an entrance permit if one does not already exist. And agency comments we received from the NDM stating that they have no concerns, as well as the MTO stating that they have no concerns. There were no comments from the public received, and it would be my recommendation that this application be approved with our usual conditions.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. Would the applicants like to add anything to that, since I see they're in attendance?
They hearted it.
They
We're
hearted it. Okay,
We would
that's
also
awesome.
heart that you approved it, so.
Okay, is there anyone in the meeting today that would like to speak in favor of this? Other than the applicants, seeing none, is there anyone that would like to speak against this application? Seeing none, is there any questions from the board members for either our planning staff person or the applicant? Seeing none, thank you. We will be considering this application at our regular meeting, which occurs immediately after the public meeting. So we can move on to number 2, Carrie.
Okay, thank you. One moment. Okay, so application 1B0522 from Courtney. So this application has been received from Joshua Daniels, acting as agent for Daniel Courtney for the property known as 165 Auto Road. The application proposes to create one new lot with an area of 8 hectares, leaving a retained piece of 79.3 hectares. Subject property fronts on Auto Road in Ware Township, is designated as rural in the official plan and zoned rural in the zoning bylaw. It is surrounded by additional rural lots, and they will meet, the proposed new lot and retained lot meet both area and frontage requirements of the rural zone. The proposed lot will front on Auto Road as well, and the applicants will have to contact the Ware Roads Board for an entrance permit if one does not already exist. We received agency comments from NDM as well as MTO, both stating that they have no concerns. No comments were received from the public. So once again, it would be my recommendation that the application 1B0522 be approved with the usual conditions.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. I see we have the agent in attendance this evening. I don't know if the agent would like to add anything to that.
No comments.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of this application? Anyone that would like to speak against this application? And is there any questions from any of the board members for Carrie or for the applicant? Seeing none, thank you for that one. And as with the previous one, we will be discussing this one and making a decision at the regular meeting, which occurs immediately after this meeting. And the 3rd and 4th applications, Carrie.
Thank you. So applications 1B0722 and 1B0822 for Holmberg were received. So that's Dan Holmberg and Carissa for the property known as 428 Leaper Road in Gillies Township. Both applications propose to create one new lot, each with 4.2 hectares in area and 200 meters of frontage, leaving 59.5 hectares to be retained. The subject property has frontage on Leaper Road in Gillies Township, is designated as rural in the official plan and zoned rural in their zoning bylaw number 493. The properties are abutted by additional rural lots. The proposed and severed lots will meet the area and frontage requirements of the rural zone. The proposed new lot will front on Leaper Road. The applicants will have to contact the Gillies Township for entrance permits if they do not already exist. You will note that these properties are of a relatively odd shape. But again, this is because they're on a dead end Leaper Road. So they have a minimal amount of frontage to work with. So the shapes fit around the existing structures as well as within the frontage requirements of the bylaw. We received no concerns from the NDM. The MTO provided comments stating that they are outside of the ministry's permit control area, so they have no objections. No comments were received from the public. And Gillies Council passed a resolution 2022-54, which supports both applications with the condition that the road allowance be transferred to the municipality. So it would be my recommendation that both applications be approved with the normal conditions, including one that also states that unless previously established a 20-meter road allowance measured 10 meters either side of the center line of the traveled road be laid out as part of the reference plan of survey, and that the part be transferred to the township.
Thank you, Carrie. And I see we do not have the applicant in attendance this evening. Is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone that would like to speak in opposition to this application? And are there any questions from any of the board members for the planning staff person today? Seeing none, we will move on to number 5 in our agenda, which is debate and decisions relating to the applications. What does that mean? What is that for?
This would be for applications held in abeyance. So
Gotcha.
there are none, so we're okay.
That's what I thought. Okay. We will move on to adjourn our public meeting. Can I get, unless there's something else from the board members? Oh, you're going to be moving to adjourn, Gordon?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Do we have a seconder for that?
Sure.
Thank you, David. It has been moved and seconded that the April 7th, 2022 public meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be adjourned, the time being 5:42 p.m. Now we'll move into our second meeting. And can I have a mover and a seconder open this meeting, please?
So move.
Thank you, Rudy.
I'll second.
Thank you, David. It's been moved and seconded that the April 7th, 2022 regular meeting of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be open, the time being 5:43 p.m. And we have an agenda to approve. Am I going to move in a seconder for that, please?
Yep.
Gordon and Rudy. It's been moved and seconded that the April 7th, 2022 regular meeting agenda of the Lakehead Rural Planning Board be approved. Is there anyone in opposition to that? Seeing none, we will move into the agenda, which is disclosures of pecuniary interests. Seeing none, we have no deputations. And we do have bylaws and resolutions. And before we move into that, I would like to, and I should have done this maybe at the previous meeting, but I'd like to welcome our new board member here today. Welcome, David. Unfortunately, we're working with a skeleton crew by the looks of it today, and we can't even see Rudy. So yeah, welcome. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself for a moment, and maybe when we get the rest of us together, we'll be able to do a little better job of introducing ourselves to you.
Yeah, I'm Dave West, live Surprise Lake and Gorham Township, and decided I'd get involved. Being semi-retired, I can afford to devote some time to things, and so anyway, here I am. And 25 years in the forest industry. So.
Thank you, Dave. I had a chat with David earlier today, and he let me know that he's been accustomed to dealing with some of these ministries that we get to deal with. So all the procedural stuff is nothing new to him. So it's good to see that we have the seat filled. Are we up to a full complement now, Carrie? We are? Good. Okay. Without any further ado, let's move on to our bylaws and resolutions for this meeting. So first one is for Christopher McLean for the purpose of a new lot. Do we have a mover and a seconder for this application?
Sure, I'll move.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Rudy. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/04/22 from Christopher McLean for the purpose of a new lot on the property legally known as Concession 3, part of Lot 7, RP 55R4703, Part 1 to 3, PCL 8603, TBF, Ware Township, Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Is there any other discussion on this application or any questions? Seeing none, is there anyone in opposition to this application? Seeing none, congratulations. Do we get another heart? All right, thank you. Right on. It's all worth it. Okay, let's move on to the second application, Resolution 047-2022. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this one, please? Gordon,
Sure, I'll second.
thank you, David. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/05/22 from Daniel Courtney for the purpose of a new lot on the property legally known as Concession 1, part of Lot 11, PCL 4405 and 5122, TBF Ware Township Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Is there any other questions or comments from the board for this application? Seeing none. Anyone in opposition to this application? Seeing none, it's been approved. Congratulations, Mr. Daniels. And you're leaving, Carrie?
No, I just,
No. Oh, sorry.
because I have the two applicants on the line before they leave, I just wanted to tell them that, so you'll receive your notice of decision by email within a week. Typically, you'll get it next Wednesday. And then that'll list all your conditions, but there's a 20-day appeal period that starts the day of that letter. And then once that's over, you have 2 years to meet the conditions that will be listed through that process. And if you have any questions in the meantime, you can call the office.
Awesome. Okay. And I saw we also received a heart from Mr. Daniels, so thank you for that. And we'll move on to the last set of applications. Resolution 048-2022. Can I get a mover and a seconder for this one, please?
So moved.
Gordon and Rudy. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/07/22 from Daniel Holmberg and Carissa Solitaiki for the purpose of a new lot on the property legally known as Gillies Concession 2, North Part, Lot 12, MR77, Gillies Township Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Is there any more question or comment on this application from the board? Seeing none, I will call the question. Is there anyone in opposition to this application? Seeing none, that one is approved. And the last one for this evening, Resolution 049-2022. Can I get a mover and a seconder, please?
So moved.
Gordon. We'll take Rudy and Gordon this time. It's been moved and seconded that the application 1B/08/22 from Daniel Holmberg and Carissa Solitaiki for the purpose of a new lot on the property legally known as Gillies Concession 2, North Part, Lot 12, MR77, Gillies Township Geographic District of Thunder Bay, as set forth in the application, be approved with conditions. Do we have any other comment or question from the board on this application? Seeing none, I will call the question. Anyone in opposition to this application? Seeing none, that one is also approved. Go back to our agenda. We now have minutes of the previous meeting from March 3rd, 2022. I'll get a mover and a seconder to approve the minutes, please.
Moved.
Thank you, Rudy. Can I get a seconder?
Sure, I'll second them.
Well, I'll take Gordon because he was actually at the meeting, so
Okay.
no offense.
Just,
It's
no,
been
I
moved
just wasn't hearing anybody.
Gordon might be on a little bit of a delayed internet connection here. We're not sure. It's been moved and seconded that the Lakehead Rural Planning Board approves the minutes of the March 3rd, 2022 regular meeting as presented. Do we have any errors or omissions in those minutes that should be brought forward at this time? Seeing none, I will call the question. Is there anyone in opposition to the minutes being approved? Seeing none, the minutes are now approved. And we have next on the agenda, we have matters arising from minutes. Do we have many matters arising from the minutes, Carrie?
No, the only matter arising from the minutes is the monthly financial statements that we were after, as well as insurance, but the insurance won't be ready until May.
Okay. So we do have monthly bank statements, item 8 on our agenda. Are we gonna, would you like to go through those, or is there any questions about them?
I think it's just if there's any questions. I
Okay.
don't think there's anything crazy on there.
Don't see any embezzlement going on. Thanks, Chelsea and Carrie. Suppose it could happen.
You signed the
Uh,
checks.
Well, true. True, okay. Good point. We have a bunch of correspondence. We have the draft zoning bylaw from the Township of O'Connor. Do you have any comment on that, Carrie, or? So
I don't,
guess
I
we
haven't-
actually, you haven't looked through it?
Sorry. I just
Go
haven't
ahead.
been able to look through it yet.
Okay. What is the deadline for comment on that?
I believe it's
We
the end
don't-
of this month, April 29th, I think.
Okay, no, and I guess, yeah, we do have a little part to play since we do some of their planning work, but does that really matter? We just basically do what's
It's-
gonna end up in there.
It's likely very similar to what they would have had before. I know that there's some updates because their official plan, for example, got rid of the need for well requirements, similar to Oliver Papoonj. I'll just confirm that the sizing still makes sense and the amount of lots and everything that they're proposing looks good. And then if I have any concerns, I'll send an email to the board just to let them know that I'm sending comment, but it's unlikely that there will be anything major.
Okay. Thank you for that. And then we have a whole list. There's 5 of them from the city of Thunder Bay, letting us know that there's all kinds of development going on in the city. Is there, I'm guessing there's no comment or question from the board on that, but I'll open the floor to that. Seeing none. Yeah, so these are just given us for information. They obviously don't impact anything that we do directly. So do we have any new business? Carrie, no new business?
No new
Any new
business.
business from the board members? Seeing none. We do actually have a short closed session required today, or do we? We do, yes.
Yes, we do.
So we will have a resolution to move into closed session. Resolution 052-2022. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that, please? Gordon and I guess
Sure.
Rudy, I see. Oh, David beat him to it. It's been moved and seconded that the Lake Edro Planning Board resolves